So yeah, I'm sure it came as a shock to a lot of people. I just want to clear one thing out. This wasn't like a one-day decision. This was a long time coming. It was a long process. It's been on my mind for the past couple of years, maybe. I've had a plan to go around it. Corona is not to be blamed in any way. This is just a coincidence of timing. Yeah, I think the plan for me was to actually retire when I turn 30. I've always thought that by the time I'm 30, I started when I was 6, so I always thought 24 years of squash is more than enough time, you know, like there are other things in life that everyone wants to do, even though we love squash so much, but there's always other things to do, other things to enjoy about life. And as much as I love squash, it does get in the way of you doing anything else when you're playing at this top level as a professional athlete. So yeah, in the back of my mind, I always thought 30 is going to be the year. I think I may have even discussed this with a few of the girls, maybe not in the last 2 years. In the last 2 years, I was completely silent about this. But over the years, I've talked with the likes of Camille, Joelle, Noor Shirbini, maybe Noor Taib as well. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned the words out loud that by the time I'm 30, I would like to retire and start a family. But yeah, knowing me, no, I don't like a lot of pressure, and I don't like, obviously, I don't like to do a lot of speeches, and because I end up crying every time. So to me, doing what Nicole, Laura, or Nick Matthew did, for instance, by you know announcing early on that they are going to retire by the end of the season was not an option, because that would have just put so much pressure on me and on my game. And I didn't want to do that, so it had to come as a surprise to everyone. My birthday is actually January, and that's right the middle of the season. So I turned 30 in January 2019. And actually, for the sake of my coaches who have put in a lot of effort with me, I thought it's only fair or decent to complete the season with them. And it actually turned out to be the best season of my life. So yeah, when I finished my 2018-2019 season, I was actually very happy, and I have achieved everything that I had hoped for by the time. So I thought, yeah, this is the right time. And ever since then, Tariq and I have been planning and yeah, actually trying to have a baby.
And obviously, you said that it had been a long time coming, but what were the emotions like in the days leading up to the announcement?
Surprisingly, I've been very calm about it up until this moment. Maybe the only day where I felt a little bit weird or where I was a little bit shocked was the day when the rankings came out. But other than that, I was totally calm and at peace with the decision. Obviously, the reaction from the people, some people didn't help, but some people made it really easy. So yeah, I think I'm still at the same happy state. Maybe the tour being suspended helped a little bit with that. Maybe if it was during a tournament or right in the middle of the season, it would have been, you know, more emotional or more not sad, but I would have been saying goodbye to actually everyone face to face, and I didn't want to do that. Maybe a little bit down the road, when I see everyone over the time, I could say proper goodbyes. Even though I'm sure over the past 2 years, knowing that my career is coming to an end, I've made sure to spend more time with everyone. Obviously, the two major achievements of my career would have been getting to world #1 and winning the world championship. Adding to that, winning the world team titles with the Egyptian girls was obviously such a good moment. I think these three achievements stand out.
And your retirement has paved the way for Nouran Gohar to become the new world #1. She'll obviously be under pressure from the likes of Noor Shirbini, Camille Serm, Nour El Tayeb, Sarah Jane Perry. Who are you backing to take control of the world #1 spot when squash resumes again? Well,
I'm actually very happy for Nouran. I think the last season she's proved that she's capable of getting to that spot. Maybe if the rankings weren't suspended due to the virus, maybe she would have been number one either way. I'm not sure. I've never been good with the ranking calculations, so I think she fully deserves it, and I'm so happy for her. I'm sure though it's not something the other girls are going to to take lightly, or are going. They actually, everyone I'm sure is going to fight for the number one spot now. Not that they haven't been fighting. Everyone's been fighting for it for years. And the last season we've seen a huge contrast in the styles and in the wins of all the different girls. Every girl I think won something or won a big tournament. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how the next season, whenever that starts, is going to go. I've always thought that even though we have an age difference, or all of us, all the Egyptian girls, that never stopped us from learning from one another. Me being the oldest never stopped me from learning the youngest one of them, or the even younger generations coming up. Everyone has something to give, and everyone has something that you can learn from. So over the years, I've never looked at myself as someone who was a role model for the others. I've just looked at us like a group of athletes, of Egyptian athletes who've crossed boundaries and who've come a long way together as a group. And that's how I've always seen it. It's how I've always felt with the older generations as well. So it shouldn't come as a surprise now.
And when you look back at your career, is there anyone in particular that you'd like to thank for their support down the years?
This is an impossible question. So many people I would like to thank. I think I've mentioned most of them in my post. It's impossible to thank everyone. I totally believe that some people could change your life or your perspective about life with just one word or two words. Or even with something they've done for someone else, not even in contact with you. But to thank everyone would be impossible. But definitely, looking back, I would have to thank my family, my friends, my coaches, everyone, every coach who has ever been on court with me from day one. People from the federation, people from the PSA, like my teammates, all the players. So it's impossible to pinpoint someone and tell you I would like to thank this person. It's ridiculous.